Hi, my name is Liesel. Today I'd like to share with you a practice for working with anger. It seems maybe strange to put anger in here, but the truth is that anger is a very big part of grief and loss and working with change in the way that we have it now, where it's big waves of change from outside, where we perhaps feel like we don't really have the power to decide on where our lives are going. Grief in itself is a reaction to loss. It's not like a singular emotion. It's a complex reaction to loss, of which anger is very often a big part. Anger feels and looks different in different people. Some people, when they experience anger, it goes outside and it's loud. Some people, when they feel anger, it goes inside and it's quiet. But nonetheless, anger still has the same effect in the body. In many ways, it is a very strong survival reaction. Anger really gets our cortisol and adrenaline up and going. So it's kind of a fight-flight response that happens in the body. And what that means is that a lot of energy goes to the hands and the legs. And sometimes it also creates a feeling of that the energy is stuck in the center of the body. Anger is sometimes, especially in the context of grief, it's a tip of the iceberg emotion. It's a reaction that comes after a lot of other things have already happened. So when we're dealing with sadness, disbelief, things changing, often when we get into that space of overwhelm, anger is an emotion that steps in to protect us from what's happening. It's an emotion that tries to put down boundaries. So it's not a negative emotion. It definitely has a very important function and purpose in protecting us as individuals and giving us energy to take care of ourselves. The problem is when anger is not channeled in a healthy way. For instance, if we're angry and we kind of pull it into ourselves and it starts really affecting our outlook on life, or if we're angry and we can't contain it and we put it on people around us and thereby hurting our support system or those who actually care for us. So anger is an emotion. It needs to move. It's a high energy emotion, which means that it needs a little bit more vigorous movement to get it out and to move it through the system. Because emotion doesn't live in our head, it doesn't live in our heart. It's a full body experience of the nervous system. So the following practice is something that you can do if you're feeling anger, and it's often easy to recognize it in traffic or the moment something goes wrong and it just like spins you out. That's usually a sign that there is some underlying anger. So this class is a way of tapping into that, and I need for you to take a moment and just check in if you are ready to work with this energy and see where it goes. Are there ways that you can contain yourself afterwards or have the space to move through it? If not, maybe save this practice for later. But that being said, learning how to work with this is such a powerful way of really using the energy that's available to you in your nervous system, in your heart, in your mind, and to put it towards something good. So it's just about learning to channel the feeling so it doesn't take you into places where you feel stuck. So let's get started by coming to standing. Good. So as you find your way to standing, take your feet about hip width apart. We're going to start with vigorous movement and then make our way down and find containment and slowness, and a sense of actually like letting the energy go as well. But to begin, take your hands to the side and begin to shake. So just gentle kind of shaking through the wrists and the lower arms. And then once the hands are on the move and it doesn't require you to think about it, begin to take a deep breath in through your nose And allowing yourself to exhale through the mouth. So deep breath in, exhale. As you do this, allow the feeling to kind of rise up through the belly and into your chest. And as you feel the energy come into your chest, every time that you exhale, breathe it out. You can shake your hands a little bit more vigorously. Three more. You might feel a little bit heady, lightheaded. See if you can just stay. Last one. From here, just shake the hands by the side. Keep the body moving the whole time. Switching from heel to heel. And then on the next breath in, we'll take the hands up and forward, bend the knees, lift the heels gently off the floor. And then as you exhale, just slam your heels down and move the hands back. So deep breath in. Two more. And then come to top, we'll move into a palm tree swing. So breath slows down, hands move from side to side. Begin to slow yourself down, having brought all that energy up and into the body, really feeling it, feeling the intensity of it in a safe way. And now just allow the energy to move out. So as you breathe, slowing the breath down, allowing yourself to find a little bit of stillness. And then coming to standing, finding some gentle swaying through the body. Allow yourself to notice what lies underneath all that intensity. What is it that I am trying to protect here through my anger? And then finding yourself come to stillness, take a deep, full breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, allow your chest to drop. So hands to the ground, head hanging down as much as you can. And allow yourself here to let the intensity of that emotion completely release. So see if you can find some heaviness in your head, your arms, your chest. And then one more deep breath. When you're ready, place your hands onto the floor, bend your knees, drop them to the mat, and then slowly come down to a comfortable seated pose. So seated pose where you can have your fingers touching the ground beneath you, giving you a sense of grounding. And then with every exhale, see if you can just press your fingers more firmly into the mat or into the floor, straightening through the arms, lifting through the chest and the spine. Deep, full breath, filling the chest, opening the ribs, front, side and back. And then on your next inhalation, taking your left arm up as you press into your right hand. And then as you exhale, bring the fingers over to the right. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, bring it down. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, bring the fingers down. You can stay on the fingertips, taking a gentle twist. Let your head hang. If you like, you can move your hands out towards the side. And just take a moment that as you slow down, see if you can feel everything that lies underneath that intensity. Allow yourself to be a quiet observer. So it's not the mind wrestling with the anger, but seeing if you can take a step back and just take a bigger view to see what is happening in heart and mind. On your next breath, roll yourself back up, fingers touching the floor, spine lengthens out, shake out through your head. And then on your inhalation, bring the right arm up, reach it open through the chest. And then as you exhale, fingers touch the floor to the opposite side. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fingers to the ground. One last time, inhale. And then as you exhale, fingers to the side. Maybe you want to walk the hands further out. Allow your head to hang heavy. And if your mind is still wrestling, that's fine. It's not a problem. The idea is not to get rid of the emotion, but simply to be present. So once again, see if you can just take a step back from whatever is happening inside, allowing yourself to observe. Allowing yourself to feel without getting carried away, without needing to change anything in this moment. One more deep breath. And then as you inhale, coming back up, fingertips by your side. Taking a moment to see where you still feel heat in the body, because anger very often shows up as heat, as a rush of blood somewhere either in the arms or the torso. Often, sometimes also maybe in the head. And just notice where you still feel strong intensity, or maybe perhaps it's started to cool down. Bring the hands to the knees, palms up and open. We'll do a cooling breath here just to move the last of this energy out. So we'll be inhaling through our mouth and exhaling through our nose. For the mouth, there's two ways of doing it. So if you can roll your tongue, you're going to roll your tongue and inhale through your tongue like it's a straw. And then exhale through the nose. So genetically, some of us can't roll our tongues, and for those who can't, you're going to put your teeth together, press your tongue gently against your lower teeth, and then inhale through your teeth. And then exhale through the nose. So choose the variation that you prefer. Allow your eyes to close. Find the exhalation through your nose. And then we begin with the inhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Move at your own pace. Really working on slowing the breath down as you inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. And with every inhalation, feel a sense of coolness coming into the space of your chest and your heart. And that's coolness on a physical level, but you can also allow yourself to extend that so that you feel on an emotional and mental level you are cooling down and letting the emotion pass. As you exhale, shoulders soften, spine softens, maybe you don't sit up as straight. And see if you can find a feeling of relief coming into the whole body. So a sense of all that intensity, that high energy slowing down. It might not be completely gone, but it comes down to a level where you can engage with it, where you can feel it, you can see it, but you can also allow yourself to think about how to proceed. It's just about creating the space so that we can make a decision, so that we're not driven by anger. We'll do 3 more breaths. So inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. And find yourself just creating that spaciousness, not needing to put anything aside, not needing to disown your emotion, but just creating the space so that you can decide on how to move next. Last breath. And exhale through the nose. And then from here, you can slowly open your eyes, get ready to lie down on your back. So wherever you are, place the soles of your feet together, open your knees, and then roll down onto your spine, hands resting either onto the belly or by your sides. By placing your hands on your belly, you're touching into your solar plexus. So the space where it is said our sense of self resides. Our sense of power, our sense of being able to take care of ourselves through boundaries. So as you lie yourself down, take a moment to consider where your boundaries have been crossed, where your boundaries maybe have been taken advantage of, or simply perhaps where your boundary hasn't been strong enough to protect you. Sometimes it's not about how other people come into our space, but even just sometimes how we are taking care of our own space. And perhaps we've been tired, perhaps there has been so much to do that you just haven't had the time to take care of what you need. So allow yourself to visualize your boundaries moving beyond the skin and extending outwards, creating a big protective bubble around you. It's not a solid bubble that nothing can come in and out, but it's a really firm bubble that is not easily broken. It doesn't burst at the lightest touch. And you are able to decide what moves in and out of this boundary based on how much energy you have to deal with it. So take a few more breaths, visualizing everything just moving a little bit away, giving you more space. Space so you can just breathe, center yourself, and check in with what it is that you need today and taking care of yourself. Take a consideration of what you might need to ask for. What help might you need to ask for today in order to take care of yourself, or to create the space to simply rest? See if you can turn that into an easy request, a space where you take responsibility for your own needs, not blaming someone else for where you are, but acknowledging that perhaps today things are too much, and acknowledging that you need some help and deciding what it is, the help that you need to ask for. Allow yourself to stay here as long as you like. Sometimes we just need the time to breathe and figure it out for ourselves. Sometimes we need to ask someone else to support us. Or perhaps you feel like you need to go for a walk, or you need to journal, or you need to go for a run or move a little bit more. This practice is just a small container for taking the time to look and see what you need. So please take action on that. Phone a friend if you need to talk, if you need to cry, or whatever it is. I really hope this tool helps you to learn to create space for yourself more regularly, to nurture yourself so that anger doesn't ravage your body. Anger can be very unhealthy if it is continued for a long period of time and not dealt with. So 2 more deep breaths wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me, with much love.